say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your look, and come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be.
We're back to Monday, my friends, 9:06 on this 13th day of October. Man, it's great this isn't a Friday. We got a great show lined up for all of you. Friends of the show, OSF Healthcare, going to join us in just a couple of minutes. They got some exciting news and really just a great thing to be a part of, and excited for that. But in the meantime, let's dive right into news. Here's what you need to know. And man, I don't know about you guys, but we need some rain just to get some of this, pollen and stuff out of the air. I'm getting smoked. I don't know about you, but we'll get to our weather report in just a second. And that reminds me, while I have you, download that RiverBender.com app today, and you'll never miss out. You'll get breaking news alerts. You'll get your daily dose of everything local. And plus, with that weather feature, you always get updates on the air pollen and all that really good stuff that's pertinent to get you through the day. We'll take you right to Alton first on this Monday morning. Shortly after midnight on October the 11th, police did respond to a shooting on Bell Street in Alton, and officers found a male victim suffering from a gunshot wound around 12:09 a.m. He was quickly transported to a local hospital and later transferred to a St. Louis area hospital where he remains in stable condition. The Alton Police Department's Criminal Investigations Division is actively pursuing leads in this case. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward by contacting the department at 618-463-3505, extension 634. Further updates will be provided as this investigation continues. Also in the news this morning, this happened over the weekend in a press release sent. Kieran Murphy, 57, from Florissant, Missouri, has been charged with a first-degree terrorist threat following a bomb threat made to the emergency room at Christian Northeast Hospital. Early on October the 8th, Murphy called the hospital, claiming there was a bomb in the emergency room he could remotely detonate. Hospital staff evacuated the area, and a vapor wake dog searched the premises but found no devices. Officials identified Murphy as the caller after tracing the phone number used, which registered to him. Murphy had been recently a patient at the hospital but left against medical advice. He is currently held on a $250,000 cash-only bond while the investigation continues. The city of Wood River has taken a firm stance against unauthorized dumpster diving by approving an ordinance that imposes fines that range from $100 to $750 per offense. Here's what we know. The measure was unanimously passed by the city council, and it targets individuals scavenging for refuse containers without authorization, which pose health risks and cause property damage. Police Chief Brad Wells highlighted the ongoing issues with such activities within the city. The ordinance aims to maintain sanitary conditions by prohibiting the removal or scattering of refuse, recyclables, or yard waste, with exceptions only for authorized collectors and approved charitable programs. Each violation or day of continued offense will be fined separately. Also in the news, a jury has found 40-year-old Timothy P. Rogers guilty of felony charges after a violent home invasion and assault of a 67-year-old Glen Carbon doctor. The attack occurred on December 20th, 2021, and involved Rogers forcibly entering the victim's home and violently assaulting him in the bathroom, causing bruises, cuts, and permanent hearing loss. Prosecutors in the case argued that Rogers was motivated by anger related to a family divorce. Rogers faces up to 30 years for home invasion and up to 5 years for aggravated battery. Sentencing will be scheduled soon. Authorities do emphasize the verdict reinforces community safety and accountability. Also in the news today, Illinois officials have launched the Rebuild Illinois Capital Plan, committing $44.8 billion over 6 years to revamp the state's aging transportation infrastructure and generate jobs. Now, this plan addresses a $30 billion maintenance backlog by investing $33.2 billion in roads, bridges, rails, and aeronautics, along with port improvements. Key Metro East projects do include a $211.6 million new I-270 Mississippi River Bridge, a $146 million for I-255 repairs, along with $96 million to extend MetroLink to Mid-America Airport. The project is expected to create about 540,000 jobs. The plan also leverages $17.8 billion from federal funding, marking the state's largest infrastructure investment since 2009. And finally, in the news today, wrapping up with a good one right here back home, students at Calvary Christian School recently packed 5,000 meals as part of a fundraising campaign benefiting both global and local communities. Of the meals packed, 4,000 will be sent to schools and refugee camps in Bangladesh, while 1,000 will be distributed locally through the Community Hope Center. The initiative, supported by the Champions Group Feed the Need program, offered students a hands-on opportunity to give back and learn the importance of serving others. School leaders emphasize how the experience teaches compassion and active participation in making a difference. Donations to support the school's efforts can still be made through their website. Let's take a look at weather on this Monday morning. Man, I am just getting smoked today. 65 degrees. It feels like 66 today, warm with sunshine, and that sun's going to part a little bit or get clouded up a little bit later this morning and afternoon, and be cloudy skies as we head into the evening. Right now, air quality is at 90, which is moderate, and mold is elevated at 9,700, so time to take an allergy pill. Temperatures today reach 77 degrees and drop down to 56 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, temperatures are going to reach 84 degrees and drop down to 56. No rain in sight. On Wednesday, a high of 80, a low of 57. On Thursday, a high of 80 again and a low of 56. And then on Friday, a high of 84, a low of 63. That's a look at the next 5 days. Last week looked a lot better than this. Hopefully we can get some rain soon. Here's what's happening now. 65 degrees in downtown Alton. Feels like 66 out there for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time by, again, downloading that RiverBender.com app today. We're just about 5 days away from Harvest Day, and this is such a great thing that the Land of Goshen Community Market does, and I got to fill you in on this. It happens 8 a.m. till noon on Saturday right in downtown Edwardsville, and it's that end-of-the-season celebration where they want you to take a piece of their sprout garden home to plant. There's a lot of herbs to go around, plus you can get your picture taken at their photo area with the corn stalks and the Harvest Day banner. It's going to make for a really good photo for either yourself or for your social media feed. You know what I think's great, too? They have something called Pumpkin Palooza. And this is what really makes it the celebration. They got compost-friendly pumpkin decorating, say that 5 times fast, and pumpkin bowling, which is really cool. Plus, you can also make mini pumpkin bird feeders as well, along with some pumpkin games for all the fun. That's 8 a.m. till noon. Bring the family. That's in downtown Edwardsville. And don't forget to tell them that RiverBender.com sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break. Come back with our friends at OSF Healthcare and get this Monday morning rocking and rolling right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't you think the time is right for us to find timber?
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Delmar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelmarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm not feeling too good myself. Oh no, feeling alright. I'm not feeling too good, yellow guy.
You know, one of those behind the scenes things that we have to go through. You know, our friends at OSF Healthcare are back here, and we're kicking off our Monday and our week with 100 years of OSF Healthcare. The celebration continues with the open house event that's set for Thursday, October the 23rd, and I'll be there 2 to 4, and you guys will be there 2 to 6.
Yes, we will. 2 to 6.
Sister Beata. Oh, did I do it?
You did it right.
Oh my God! So we were talking. This has been the third time, and I've not done well the first two. Sister Beata Ziegler joins us now, and we're really excited to have you on the show today because 100 years is a big deal for any organization, and whenever we're talking, especially with this event, it's right here close to home, and it's something we can all celebrate and truly be a part of.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fill me in on the fun. What are we going to see and witness on Thursday?
Well, you know, as we looked over the past 100 years, we spent the first part of the year reflecting on the past, you know, God's providence through all these years. And we also wanted to focus on moving forward. Mm-hmm. So on Thursday, October 23rd, our open house event, we will be really looking at what services we provide at St. Anthony. So it will be, we'll have a lot of fun activities. We even have things that the kids can do, little photo booths, and that's awesome. Some events for them. We have lots of giveaways, but, you know, really highlighting what our services are. And being able to thank the community.
Well, and that's what I think such a special part of this, too, is the fact that, I mean, especially the last couple of years, but over the last 100 for sure, you know, you see all these advancements. And, you know, specifically right now, when folks for the last 20 years, it seemed like, you know, we were always driving across the river for a lot of tests and to get things done. You guys brought it right back here to our backyard.
Yes, that really is our goal, is to keep care close to home as much as we can. And, you know, we've been trying to really grow and advance our cardiology services. That's
Yep.
a service line we're trying to really work hard in. And of course, our oncology service line with OSF Moeller Cancer Center.
Well, and even, like the advancement of the wound care clinic and different
Yes.
things like that were, just really important that, we don't have to seek, different options for it. And it's really, really great to have. And now, you guys can be a part of this and have a chance to witness some of the departments featured at the open house event, and like OSF On Call, which is another great service.
Yeah, so OSF On Call is really growing in the offerings that they have. So it really is a digital service meant to help people who cannot maybe even get out of their homes, but for us to bring telemedicine to them and screenings and some of the basics so that they can see, what is my health like right now, no matter where they are. So
Does On Call help with the rural areas too and your rural patients?
we are growing into that more and more. So they take their van out to different events and different locations, and they can go about an hour's radius from St. Anthony's for our outreach at this time.
That's really cool.
The hope is to really expand that into primary care coming to the patients in their areas.
Well, and now leading into that too, and back here specifically to Alton with the Moeller Cancer Center, we talk about imaging a lot and the imaging services, and we can really dive into that because this is where I get excited because I don't think we talk about it enough. The great work that's being done right there on College.
Yeah, so we have OSF has made great investments in imaging services for us. We have a new MRI and a new CAT scan. Both able to do much more advanced imaging and some new testing, doing breast and prostate MRIs, being able to really see much more detailed, and then going into even some cardiac imaging with the new CT scanner.
Well, and now, do you have a timeline or a little bit of just dates on when some of those machines were brought in and whenever you were able to make those upgrades? I'm kind of putting you on the spot with that.
Yeah, so MRI was around March. We came online with the new machine, and then CT was just at the beginning. It was at beginning of September.
But that's incredible. That's all within the last year, though.
Yes, all within the last year.
Well, and now what I think is really cool, and this is with just talking to all the staff too, and it's the fact that everyone's on the same page, and you see that with all these really prestigious awards like the Magnet and with distinction, which is huge, and all the other recognitions that you all receive throughout the year. And when you're walking around the hospital or you're just communicating with one of the staff members, what's the sense, especially this time, in this tenure at OSF Healthcare, that makes it special?
Our mission partners really believe in what we're doing. I think one thing, when you walk into the halls of our hospital, you feel welcomed. That's what we hear across the board. Even if it's people from other OSF facilities, they're like, wow, what are you doing there? But it's a culture. And it's a culture that has been built over this 100 years that our mission partners really feel part of the mission. They really feel like they are Christ's hands and feet to those who come in.
Well, and you make a good point, with that 100 years, the tradition really never left. And that's where I think it's so important too, because a lot of times you lose sight of that over the years, and not intentionally, but just because time happens.
Yes. And I think it's, the sisters are still so present. We have about 13 of us between the sisters who are employed and those who volunteer in the health center, and that's a gift that not all hospitals have.
And now, how long have the Sisters of Martyr St. George been around?
Since the beginning.
So 100 years too?
Yes. Well, our community overall started in 1869 in Germany.
That's incredible. So you guys came in right 100 years ago with OSF, with the hospital, and started it. That's incredible. And now, do you guys, as with the congregation, do you ever just sit back and reflect over that too, and just the history that the Martyrs of St. George have just right here in Alton, and just the web that you guys have had too, because just the times where maybe we have to go and say so long for now and go to a new location, but just the impact you make here in Alton, and then you take it with you if you go to a Boston or someplace else. I mean, it's all made right there, and that history is there.
That's true, because this is our provincial house where our leadership is, and it's home to all the sisters who are at different locations. So, we do reflect on, our past service and where we've been. And I've reflected a lot on the sisters who have gone before. And the work they've done, a lot of times very hidden, but yet that's what creates that foundation.
That's really cool. Well, why don't we do this? We're going to talk about a few more of the featured departments that will be there, and then we're also going to talk about a little bit more of the activities that the kiddos can do and this that we can be a part of too. And one thing that I'm always fascinated to learn about is the sleep lab at OSF,
Yes.
because I'm having, obviously I just told you, we had a opportunity to sleep and we didn't take it, the 35 minutes last night with the baby. But with the sleep lab at OSF, what are you guys able to accomplish, and what have you seen just as that department continues to grow?
Yes. So, a lot of people have sleep apnea. So it is, so we have the opportunity for two different kinds of tests.
Yep.
There's the home studies, which a lot of times insurance wants you to do before you do an in-lab sleep experience. But we have 2 rooms set up very comfortably like hotel rooms. Of course, you get all strapped up and everything for them to monitor you through the night. But it really does help people have a better quality of life when they are able to sleep through the night. And a lot of times when you have apnea, you don't even realize it.
Well, and now I'm sure that that service is highly frequented too, because I mean, just in my family, I know of a few people that have the machine and have to go through that. And do you see that department being highly trafficked?
Yes, yes. I think sometimes it's trying to schedule
I
a
bet.
visit in the middle of your busy life and knowing that you're sleeping somewhere else. But we really encourage people to make appointments, and we will help them through that.
Well, and now someone we just had on too a little bit ago was the New Vision Inpatient Detox Program, one of the
yes.
representatives, and that's another great feature right here in our own backyard. We just had the Centerstone commercial on, and they've been a partner before, but what your guys' work is with when it comes to this and rehabilitation and starting that process is just remarkable too.
Yeah, so New Vision really allows, there is a high incidence of substance use here in this county and the surrounding area. And so to offer that ability for someone to say voluntarily, you know what, I want to make a change in my life. And here is a way we can medically assist you to go through that process and then to find a long-term solution and long-term support in order to make those changes stick.
Well, and see, it's the support too. And what I think's so special about that is sometimes with these programs that you get a kind of a great program, but there's not really an umbrella that can take care of you and wrap around you. And with OSF and that partnership, I mean, you're walking hand in hand and you're really able to help these individuals, and it's truly just something special.
Yes, and it takes our whole community.
Yeah.
And so we're so grateful for our other community partners that work with us for the help and the health of our community.
Well, and I'm sure one of the departments that a lot of folks have been a part of, or at least talk about, is the surgical services in some way, shape, or form, because you guys have really talented folks that are back there and surgeons that can do a whole litany of services. But what I think is really great too is the fact that it seems like anyone I talk to about scheduling these things, it's very efficient. It's not,
Yes.
Getting put, a phone call on, all right, you're pushed back another 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And I think that's a really important part of that process too.
Yeah, I think as a community hospital, that's also very important to us, that access is easy for our patients. That it's not, they don't have to wait, and and we can, if there's ever questions, they can call the hospital directly and talk to that department, because we can also do something on the back end to make that even more efficient.
Absolutely. Why don't we do this? Take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about all the fun that can be had at the event. I'll be there from 2 to 4, and well, everyone else will be there from 2 to 6. I might hang around. Who knows?
Hey, you might have that much fun.
I probably will. We're going to talk to a lot of the departments that are going to be there, and I think that's going to be really fun too, to have everybody on site and really get to see the sights and sounds of it all. We'll take a quick break. 9:30 is the time on this Monday morning. The 13th day of October continues right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
With over over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Back in 94, you know, hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country.
Welcome back, Daily Show. You couldn't hear that. I just had to vent a little bit. Sometimes my guests become my therapist,
That's what
it happens.
What we're doing today.
No, 9:33 is the time, and we're coming back with OSF Healthcare. 100 years being celebrated next Thursday, the 23rd, and this is really just a great opportunity to come together and just celebrate such a great partner in our community, because it's not just, obviously the healthcare services alone. You guys choose to be out in the community and sponsor different organizations and really make sure that you guys say, hey, we're here.
Yes, absolutely. That is one of the reasons we're doing this.
Well, and now getting back into it, what are some of the departments that I haven't touched on yet that you'd like to highlight?
So one that we are constantly trying to grow is our primary care through the OSF Medical Group. Mm-hmm. And so we have more providers. I'm constantly giving tours to potential providers who, just more primary care docs.
Really cool.
That's something that we always need in the community. And so they will be there being able to highlight some of the new doctors that are coming to the area and going to be able to provide care.
Now, whenever you have a primary care provider in the OSF network and you're utilizing the other services, I'm sure, does it make like notes and everything else and just records a little bit easier too?
Yes, it's all in my chart.
Okay.
And so, yes, all of that ties together. And so it's really much easier to see the progression of your care.
That's what I was curious about, because I'm really not too familiar with how that process works. And what with the My Chart, it's really from, we had an interview on this before. It's so organized. It's almost scary in a good way, you know?
Yes, and you can talk to your provider by just messaging through it.
Just incredible. And another thing that's really a great addition is the prompt care service that you all provide. And that office on Godfrey Road might be busy, but you are not waiting that long. And every time I've had to use it, it's just been nothing but a pleasant experience.
Yes, we get very good reviews on the prompt care, and it allows anyone to come in whenever they're not feeling well, and you don't need a
Head to the
an
emergency
appointment.
room?
Yes, and to avoid the emergency room, because that's really, we want people to get the right level of care when they need it, and your emergency room services are, always going to be more expensive and probably some longer wait times. So prompt care is really a good choice for a lot of different situations.
100%. And it's just something great to highlight, because really over the 100 years, you guys just keep growing. And when you add departments and services like this, it really makes it so much easier to keep, opening up the door and say, hey, I need to check up on my health today. Yes. And the other thing that's great too throughout the year, the screenings that you guys provide for the community too.
Yes, absolutely. So our community health needs assessment is something that we do every 3 years, and we just say, what are the top health needs in our area? And cancer is just really high on the list of needs for people in Madison County. And so this week we are having a girls' night out as part of our breast cancer awareness month. But we're open from 4 to 6 on Thursday night for people to come on in. You can call and get an appointment during that time, but just to get to get a mammogram.
Well, and honestly, so important to do so. And and just the conversations we've had, I'm sure it's getting less frequent, but still the folks, and just like all of us do, we push things off because we're busy or something happens, and it really is important to go and get that checked regularly, correct?
Yes. As with any cancer, the sooner you catch it, the more the higher your survival rate is. Absolutely.
And that's 4 to 8, correct?
Yes, 4 to 8 on this Thursday, the 16th.
And now, do we need to register for this?
If they could call early, that would be great. And the number's 618-474-6791.
And then what do we need to bring with us whenever we go?
Insurance cards, if you have them, and just your contact information.
Oh, really good. And it's just really great that you guys do those things, though, because, again, it's just one of those community services that are really important and could really change a lot of lives and help so many folks.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and with that being said, as we come back and wrap up with the open house, it's set for Thursday, October the 23rd from 2 to 6 p.m., and this is going to be at OSF St. Anthony's Health Center. Where at in the building is it going to be at?
If you come in the main entrance, we'll have our welcome table set up. We'll have a fun spin the wheel opportunity to win some different Jubilee or other OSF swag, and then we'll have a map and a passport to send you around the hospital to different locations.
This is incredible, and this will be fun too. And now, can the whole family be a part of this?
Yes, absolutely. So kids are welcome. We'll have some photo booth things set up. We'll also have some live music. We're going to have a candy apple bar.
That's
and
cool.
some fun other
You shouldn't have told me that, because now I know where our booth's going to be set up at.
Right. We'll be right in the smack dab in the middle.
Who's doing the music?
So Jerry Lavick, one of our community council members, is going to provide some piano music for us.
That's awesome. And then anything else too that you want to highlight?
Really just to get to know all of our services.
Yeah.
I think that's the big, and to see, so I really hope we get a lot of mission partners from the past who maybe haven't been around for a while, because we still have so many mission partners who have worked there for years. Maybe this is a great opportunity for them to come back and see people they haven't seen in a long time, like a homecoming.
Well, and that's what I think so cool too. Is you're right. You guys have been such a provider that there's been generation upon generation of resident and of Madison County and Alton and you name it, throughout the Metro East that's been a part of OSF. So to all come back and together would be a really cool picture to kind of to paint too. That would be awesome.
Yes.
So with that being said, we got to see you and everyone else a part of your family for the Candy Apple Bar. There will be some maybe some caution tape around that because I'll be over there and that could be a problem. But we're going to be there too, and I think it's so cool. That's why we talked about the departments today, because we're going to meet some of those folks throughout the 2 hours that we're out there with you guys. And while you're touring, you can also get some pretty cool stuff from the partners, correct?
Yes, all the departments will have different giveaways and things that are useful and hopefully fun too.
Really cool. And then, what's the wheel that you were telling me about that we can spin?
So each person can spin the wheel. That we have different Jubilee items. So we have some shirts and mugs and some other OSF gear, umbrellas and things like that people can win.
I'm in. I'll see you there on Thursday, October the 23rd, and we'll see all of you there too. From 2 to 4, I'll be on the air from 2 to 6. Well, we'll all be having fun at OSF St. Anthony's, celebrating 100 years. And also this Thursday, what time again?
That one is from 4 to 8 for the girls' night out.
And is that at the Muller Cancer Center?
Actually, I believe they come in just the main entrance and go up to mammography.
I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
With that being said, we'll take a quick break. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, and we'll see you next Thursday at OSF St. Anthony's for the 100-year celebration. Come back with more Daily Show next.
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
It is crazy to think that we are already talking about November events. This month is flying on by, and as we're getting ready for all that haunted fun that's taking place throughout the Great Rivers and Routes region, and November the 8th, Saturday, November the 8th, it's going to be a great time. The Craft Beverage Festival, Great Rivers and Routes proud to have this one, and Corey Jobe joins us now via the phone, President and CEO of the great company and organization. Corey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back. Yeah, where is the year going?
Well, that's what I keep getting at here. I mean, Corey, you've been on the show quite a few times in the last couple of months in the last year. And then, I pick my head up and here you are on regional news up north and you're back and forth promoting the area. Your whole team's doing some phenomenal work. And it seems like every town and every county that's a part of this Great Rivers and Routes region is really moving fast.
Well, it's a wonderful region, and with Route 66 turning 100 years old next year, that helps our northern counties and a lot of Madison County too. And then we have our communities and counties along the Great River Road, and it's a wonderful area to promote every season. But fall seems to be the number one reason why people come to the Great Rivers and Routes region.
I do promise the folks that are watching us going, where is the fall? It is coming. The leaves will change.
They will change, and typically our fall foliage changes much later than other parts of the state. So we get the benefit of a later fall. I'm a little nervous to see what the fall colors will look like with the lack of rain and the heat we've had this summer, but hopefully we'll have some pretty colors and a wonderful drive up and down the Great River Road.
Well, and now we can take that drive on November the 8th and take me to this. So where are we going to be at the Craft Beverage Festival?
Yes, so this is our second Craft Beverage Festival. This year it's going to be at the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards out there by Eckert's Orchard, and it's going to be from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., and tickets are still available, and we're really excited to highlight our craft beverage producers in our 6-county region, and we have some new things we're doing this year, and we have some wonderful restaurants that are going to be providing food samples from 12 to 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 8th.
Well, and before we talk about food, because I got to have that, these beverage participants, Corey, it's just incredible to think that these are all within our region. And I mean, you can go down the list from Schlafly, like we all know, to a Grafton Winery and Old Bakery, but Moondrops and Wellness, who does phenomenal work, Old Herald, and then Bluestem Vodka, who I have talked to a couple of times. I mean, it's just an incredible thing, and you can go down the whole list. It's just a lot of really hardworking people that love their craft.
They're great entrepreneurs. They love what they do. We've got some returning businesses this year. We have some new businesses. Now, not everybody that that produces a craft beverage can make it this year, but we have a great lineup we've got, I think we have 10 different craft beverage producers, from vodka, wine, to spirits, to beer, to non-alcoholic drinks and spirits. So we're really excited to see this lineup. And then along with our food, we've got some new food vendors this year. We have Blackbird Bakery back this year from Staunton, Illinois, Bella Milano, Grafton Winery, the Mother Road Fudge Shop and Candy Shop at the Pink Elephant Antique Mall. We have Bluff City Grill, Birdie's Food Truck, which is at Flock, and Eckert's Country Store and Farm. So those restaurants and businesses will be providing food samples for everyone that attends, and then our craft beverage participants will be sampling their various products, from numerous spirits to beers, wines, and you name it.
Well, and I just love it. And really, the venue you all have for this is fantastic over there at the Vineyards. Just the spot alone just makes for a picturesque setting.
Well, last year we hosted our first one at Old Bakery Beer, and we oversold the event.
I'll bet.
So it was a great success, and so we hope to repeat that this year. A lot of people had a great time. We're going to have live music. Jen Farley from Persnickety here in downtown Alton is going to have a flower booth. So everyone that stops by can pick some flower stems and create their own bouquet. We're also going to have a photo booth and some other great games and enjoyment from 12 to 4.
Well, and whenever your team and you are curating this event and you're going through and you're putting this together, I'm sure whenever you look at your region, there's a lot of folks that are here to work with and that are great to showcase. But when you're going through this overall, how long of a process is this? Because there's a lot of spokes here on this wheel that if you aren't involved in event planning, you wouldn't really have any understanding of just that prep work that's needed.
Right. Well, we, at Great Rivers and Routes, we're primarily focused on destination marketing and management, right? We want to drive travel to and throughout our 6-county region from 50-mile radius beyond. So we study the market. We do a lot of research. We do a lot of advertising in St. Louis, Chicago, the Paducah, Kentucky, Evansville, Indiana market, and the Central Illinois market. But we also like to support our businesses that make our destination so unique, and that's our small business community. So right now we have our Java Palooza coffee promo going on right now. We have 18 coffee shops and businesses in our 6-county region participating in that. And another way we want to showcase is our craft beverage producers. And so we don't do a lot of events, but when we do, we started planning this right after last year's event.
Oh, wow.
And then we've just been adding some new things to bring even more excitement to it. And something else that we're doing this year, we actually are working with Earth Candy, and we're hosting the Confluence Cocktail and Mocktail Contest. And that's going on right now at participating restaurants. Voting started on October 1. It ends on the 21st. And the top 3 finalists will be tasting their craft cocktail at our Craft Beverage Fest on Saturday, November 8th. So we have Old Bakery Beer, Peel Wood-Fired Pizza. We have 1818 Chop House, Bella Milano, and the Speakeasy in Granite City. All 6 of those businesses are participating this year. This is our first time doing this event. The owners of Earth Candy approached us, and we said, let's do it. So we've got 6 businesses. They've got some really cool cocktails, and you can learn all about those cocktails and where you can visit them and how you can vote through October 21st at our website.
Well, and that website's riversandroutes.com. And Corey, we have that up here right now on the screen. I mean, and that's just what I think is so cool. Just the participation and really the active participation from the folks that are a part of all of your events, but specifically with this. I mean, like Old Bakery has a fun one, Sun Shower Rum Fizz, and like Peel Woodfire with Island Spice and Spice Merchant from 1818, and like Bella Milano. Corey, the problem is I have no creativity and I'm getting jealous. Autumn Exposition Recipe and Ladle by Ladle at the Speakeasy in Granite. But again, covering so many portions of your territory, which is a great thing as always.
Well, and that's why we want to host these certain events that really help promote our small business community. As I've said it, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. If it wasn't for our small business community, we wouldn't have a tourism product to share with visitors from all over the world. And they're hardworking individuals, talented people, and this is just one way we want to help celebrate the craft beverage industry.
And now, going forward and looking ahead, do you see this event growing and just adding to over the years? Do you see this becoming a mainstay for you all?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we used to have a craft beer festival years ago, and we wanted to bring in the other beverage producers from spirits and wine. And so, yes, I do see this continuing to grow year in and year out. You know, we have 350 tickets available this year. It is a ticketed event. Tickets can be purchased over at our website at riversandroutes.com for $30 in advance. 35 day of at the door, and then we also have a designated driver ticket for $15. So again, it's a great deal. It's going to be a great venue, a great setting, you know, and it's a great way just to hang out with friends and family and enjoy the afternoon.
Well, and a good point, too, with having that designated driver ticket as well to make sure everyone stays safe. And, you know, even for the folks that maybe want to go and be a part of it but aren't the biggest, beverage drinkers out there, I think it's a great notion, too, Corey. And going into this, I think you guys are going to hit your number. I really do. I think that there's no doubt that you'll get close.
Well, that's our goal, right? We want to, last year we sold over 250 tickets. And so the venue The venue can hold up to 350. So we really want people to purchase tickets, and we've had a good run so far of pre-ticket sales. And so if you're listening to us and thinking about it, hop over to our website and purchase a ticket, because I'm not certain if we'll have day of tickets. If we hit 350, we'll have to close. So if you're thinking about it, not sure what you're doing on Saturday, November 8th, lock in some plans and spend the afternoon with us.
You're 100% right. I mean, folks, you are a month out, give or take, and it's going to be one that you don't want to miss. And once again, too, if you're at riversandroutes.com, you're getting your tickets. Make sure you go and you vote. Open October 1st to the 21st for that Confluence Craft competition. And Corey, before we wrap up with an overview and tickets, really want to get back into any other things that are going on within the region. You guys had a really successful year. I know that numbers looked really great for the counties in which you serve. Is there anything coming down the pipeline that you can fill us in on that we can keep an eye out for?
Well, another activity that we have going on, our Fall Foliage and History Tour. There are still tickets available for some Thursdays and Fridays. The Fall Foliage and History Tour, those start on Thursday, October 14th, and those run, I said that wrong, Thursday, October 16th. They run every Thursday and Friday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., and those run through Thursday and Friday, November 6th and 7th. And that's turned out to be a very popular fall activity. We have a wonderful docent that takes you on a walking tour of Elsa. You start in Grafton, you go up to Pere Marquette State Park, you take in the fall foliage, you go for a walking tour in the historic town of Elsa, and then you get a private tour of Principia College. A lot of times people can't get on the campus. Tickets are $32.50 a piece. We still have a few Thursday, Friday dates open, not many, but that's something else that's happening. And then we're already making plans for winter. You know, we welcome our wintering birds and the bald eagle, and we're going to be expanding our Alton Eagle Ice Festival this January. It's going to be a 2-day event.
Oh, wow.
For the first time ever, we're going to open it up. It'll start on Friday night, January 2nd, and it'll run January 2nd and all day on January 3rd, Saturday, January 3rd. We're going to have live music, live ice carving competition, whiskey tastings, etc., food trucks on that Friday, January 2nd. So again, we're just trying to look at different ways we can help support and keep businesses moving during some busy times.
100%. And you know what I think is so interesting too is just the diversity of businesses in which you all have in that coverage area, and just getting everybody on the same page seems like it's a very easy thing to do because of just the fact of that community aspect that you all drive. And with the Eagle Ice Festival and other partners you have, from government agencies to local mom and pop business to corporations, it really seems like that formula is paid off very well for not only you guys, because that's great for you, but it also is great for all the counties you guys serve.
Well, it does, right? We focus on eagles because that's sometimes that's a shoulder season. You know, we're primarily known for a summer fall destination, and that's when our biggest months are. But when we do the Eagle Shuttle tours or the Eagle Ice Festival, and then our partners at the Audubon Center and at the National Great Rivers Museum and other places do events, that drives day trips. We also have some overnights. But as you said, you know, all of us equally working together. I mean, when we released our 2024 economic impact numbers, there was $1.4 billion, that's with a B, $1 billion spent by visitors in our 6-county region. 68% of that was spent in Madison County alone. That resulted in nearly $52 million in local taxes generated.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
And so without destination marketing organizations like ours driving visitor spending, without our business community offering unique products and things to get visitors through their doors, what would local governments do without the $52 million in local taxes that are generated? And so this is a big industry. I still find it interesting when people say, we're not a tourism destination. I'm here to tell you, with 1.4 billion being spent in 2024, and we're seeing some interesting numbers in 2025. Our hotel revenues are up about 2% year over year. Hotel occupancy rates are up about 1.7%. So when you're hearing all these doom and gloom things about the economy and things like that, people still want to travel. And we're an economical place. We're a road trip destination. You can put the family in the car, get away with the girlfriends or couples weekend and come to the region. And we're price competitive. We have a lot of great, unique local experiences that you don't have to drive too far to get. And so I think that's what's been impressive about our numbers. And I think that's why people continue to discover us. We're not over tourist by any means, but we have a long way to go on that. And so we're excited about the numbers from last year, and we're seeing some optimistic numbers as we close out 2025.
One final question before we get back to that overview. Where do you see this this tourism industry? Where do you see you guys' growth from here going forward? I know that you guys have a comprehensive plan, and there's so many facets here. Do you see your guys' focus being more on sports tourism? Is it more on community-wide outreach and events? Where do you see the most impact? Where do you see the collaboration coming in? Just because you have your finger on the pulse, and you guys definitely would know.
Well, a couple of things. We've got to have more product. One area that's been very fascinating to see grow is outdoor recreation, nature-based tourism. Spending's up over 20%.
Wow.
In the last 2 years. Yes. So we need more product to get people out on the river, or out in our state parks, and enjoying the outdoors. We need more bird watchers at the Audubon Center in different places. In terms of product, we need better hotel product. We need a downtown hotel in Alton.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. You mentioned youth and amateur sports. That's huge. And what's been happening over in Edwardsville with Plummer Park, and now the expansion and the Park North development. We just commissioned a study with our destination data partner Zartico, and whenever there's a major sporting event at Plummer Park or at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the spending and the visitors that are driving to various parts of our region, we see that. We're able to track mobile devices, credit card spending, and so just because one event's happening in another town doesn't mean visitor spending's not happening in another place in our region. And so that's why I've always said not one town, not one county can do it alone. I think this regional approach of driving travel to Southwest Illinois and throughout our 6-county region is key. And so, again, we've got unique experiences. We need to beef up our product a bit, and we need to be competitive in the youth and amateur sports landscape. And there's some opportunities that lie ahead in the next 18 to 24 months that can continue to grow that for us.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing that. I was just curious myself, Corey. And let's get back into November the 8th and just all the fun that's going to be had. Fill me in. November the 8th, 12 to 4, right there at the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards. That's correct. 12 to 4. Please, if you're thinking about, purchasing a ticket, head over to our website at riversandroutes.com. Tickets are on sale in advance for $30. $15 for designated driver tickets, and then if we have tickets left, day of $35. 6 different restaurant businesses will be providing food samples. We've got 10 plus different craft beverage participants. We're really excited about it. Great live music. Jen Farley with Persnickety with her flower truck. It's going to just be a great day, and you can't beat the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards. It's a wonderful setting, and make plans to join us. Well, and then make plans for the next year and the following year, because this isn't going away anytime soon. And Corey,
it's not.
I really appreciate your time, and I know that you're gonna surpass that number from last year, and I think you're gonna be full. We'll link everything though. How do you get tickets? All of that great information, those direct links, and an article on RiverBender.com. Corey, thanks so much for your time.
All right, CJ, have a great afternoon. Take care.
You too. We'll take a quick break.
All right.
Daily Show continues right after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
And don't rock the jukebox. Wanna hear George Jones? 'Cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stone. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Monday. Allergies and all, and we're getting through it together right here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. A 10 o'clock hour awaits you as we give you the daily dose of local news, sports, and everything local, and then we'll give you our AP partnership as the 10 o'clock hour rolls on this Columbus Day. Here's what you need to know, and make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today. You'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 80,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work weekend on Saturdays with around the Riverbend. We'll take you right to Alton first. This is a story that we will be following closely. Shortly after midnight on October the 11th, police did respond to a shooting on Bell Street in Alton. Officers found a male victim suffering from gunshot wounds around 12:09 a.m. He was quickly transported to a local hospital and later transferred to a St. Louis area hospital where he remains in stable condition. The Alton Police Department's Criminal Investigations Division is actively pursuing leads in this case. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward by contacting the department at 618-463-3505, extension 634. Also in the news today, the Wood River City Council has approved fines to stop unauthorized dumpster diving. Here's what we know on this ordinance. The city of Wood River has taken that firm stance against unauthorized dumpster diving by approving an ordinance that opposes fines ranging from $100 to $750 per offense. This measure, unanimously passed by the city council, targets individuals scavenging from refuse containers without authorization, which poses health risks and cause property damage. Police Chief Brad Wells highlighted the ongoing issues with such activities within city limits. The ordinance aims to maintain sanitary conditions by prohibiting the removal or scattering of refuse, recyclables, or even yard waste, with exceptions for only authorized collectors and approved charitable organization. Each violation or day of continued offense will be fined as a separate violation, and we'll keep you updated as the details on that and the results on that come in. Also in the news today, a Wood River man, Eric Sanders, is 37 years of age and being charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery and unlawful possession of methamphetamine after allegedly causing severe injuries to an elderly victim, including bruising, a broken hand, broken ribs, and more. Sanders was taken into custody following his initial court appearance, and as part of this roundup in a separate case, Edwardsville resident Kyle E. Green, 42, faces felony charges after an assault on a family member and driving with a revoked license. Green was released pre-trial with strict conditions, including no contact with the victim and surrendering firearms. And we'll keep you updated if more details do emerge. Also in the news, in Edwardsville, a jury has found 40-year-old Timothy P. Rogers guilty of felony charges after a violent home invasion and an assault on a 67-year-old Glen Carbon doctor. The attack, which occurred on December the 20th, involved Rogers forcibly entering the victim's home and violently assaulting them in the bathroom, causing bruising, cuts, and permanent hearing loss. Prosecutors argued Rogers was motivated by anger related to a family divorce. Rogers faces up to 30 years for home invasion and up to 5 for aggravated battery. Sentencing will be scheduled soon. Authorities emphasize that this verdict reinforces community safety and accountability. Also in the news today, 2 women from Alton are currently facing felony charges related to separate burglary incidents within the city. Mariah C. Moore, 27, is charged with burglary and theft after allegedly entering a garage on Weiss Avenue on July the 26th and stealing a chainsaw. Moore has a prior criminal record and is on pretrial release for previous charges. Also, Javancia McLemore, 37, faces charges for residential burglary and robbery after reportedly entering an apartment on September the 28th and forcefully taking a cell phone and cash from a 74-year-old victim. Despite the state's request, she was granted pretrial release with conditions to avoid the victim and property. Both women remain presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We will keep you updated if more details do emerge. Also in the news today, Illinois officials have launched the Rebuild Illinois Capital Plan, committing $44.8 billion over 6 years to revamp the state's aging transportation infrastructure and to generate jobs. The plan addresses a $30 billion maintenance backlog by investing $33.2 billion in roads, bridges, and aeronautics, along with port improvements. Key Metro East projects include a $211 million new I-270 Mississippi Bridge and a $146 million allocation for I-255 repairs, along with $96 million to extend the Metrolink to Mid-America Airport, expected to create about 540,000 jobs. The plan also leverages $17.8 billion from federal funds, marking the state's largest infrastructure investment since 2009. And finally, in the news today, right here back at home, students at Calvary Christian School recently packed 5,000 meals as part of a fundraising campaign benefiting both global and local communities. Of the meals packed, 4,000 will be sent to schools and refugee camps in Bangladesh, while 1,000 will be distributed locally through the Community Hope Center. The initiative, supported by the Champions Group Feed the Need program, offered students a hands-on opportunity to give back and learn the importance of serving others. School leaders emphasize how the experience teaches compassion and active participation in making a difference. Donations to support the school's efforts can still be made through their official website. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on this 13th day of October. Let's take a look at weather. 65 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 66 out there. Humidity at 77%. Today, warm with some sun, then turning cloudy later on this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy. Right now, air quality is not where I need it to be. It's at 90, which is moderate, and the mold count's elevated too at 9,700. It's a good day for a Claritin. Temperatures reach 77 degrees today and drop down to 58 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, partly sunny skies, a high of 83, a low of 56. On Wednesday, a high of 80, a low of 57 degrees. And on Thursday, sunny skies, a high of 80, a low of 56. And then on Friday, it will be the warmest day of the week, but there could be a chance of showers Friday into Saturday. A high of 84 on Friday, a low of 63. That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 65 degrees in downtown Alton at 10:15. It don't feel like it out there. It feels like 66, but who's complaining? For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading, again, that RiverBender.com app in that Google Play Store or your App Store. Tons of people are downloading that, just like our Roku channel. I mean, we got over 40,000 Roku channel downloads. That's incredible. That's how you stay up to date with your daily dose of everything local. Before we take a quick break, let me fill you in one last time today, at least. I might tell you about it tomorrow. Harvest Day. The Land of Goshen Community Market brings you Harvest Day, 8 a.m. until noon in downtown Edwardsville. This is going to be fun. It's the end of the season celebration, and there's a two-parter to this. You got Harvest Day plus Pumpkin Palooza. You heard me right. Listen, you can take a piece of their sprout garden home to plant in your own. There's a lot of herbs to go around, and you can get your picture taken at their photo area. And they got some really cool corn stalks, and that Harvest Day banner makes it great for social media or just for a picture in your own home. You know, what I think's really cool is this Pumpkin Palooza thing. And it's in downtown Edwardsville, 8 a.m. until noon. And this is cool. It has compost-friendly pumpkin decorating, pumpkin bowling, making a mini pumpkin bird feeder. That sounds really cool. And then pumpkin seed games. It's just a great experience. 8 a.m. until noon, downtown Edwardsville. Bring your family to the Land of Goshen Community Market for Harvest Days, and it's going to be a fun time. You don't want to miss it. Don't forget to tell them that Riverbender and you know who sent you over their way. All righty, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more on a Monday. You stay there, and I'm going to try to find a Claritin here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
It's the hardest thing.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Daily Show, 1018. Welcome back. So I was just doing a little bit of just looking during the break and found something just remarkable and just wanted to share it with you. I know that we'll have a story out, so I'm going to tell Sydney about it when she comes downstairs here shortly. And this is something out of Edwardsville. So I was on Facebook and stumbled across a post, and it was about a GoFundMe. Okay, I want to fill you in on this. It's titled, Edwardsville Resident Could Use a Hand. Okay, so I'm reading this from my phone, so I apologize. Tim Early is one of, this is what the GoFundMe says. Tim Early is one of Edwardsville's most well-known residents. He's worked at the Stagger Inn again for decades, serving food and drink and delivering lunch orders. He also helped with dozens of fundraisers over the years. Now, Tim could use a hand. Few people know it, but his rented house burned recently. He lost many of his belongings and is forced to start over. He wasn't crazy about the idea of a GoFundMe campaign, but we talked him into it. Please donate if you can to make the next few weeks a little easier on him. Okay, so that's the GoFundMe. And I stumbled on this on Facebook, and I look at it, and just the amount of love that the Riverbend community, and just all the connections and folks saying, you know, just how great of a person he is. 185 shares. Okay, so I click on it. The goal is almost met at 71%. I mean, tens of thousands almost raised for this man who lost a lot. 295 plus donations. And this is an incredible thing. Here's the most incredible part. This started 17 hours ago. I mean, 17 hours ago. That just shows you, I mean, how incredible our community can truly be. I mean, for the folks that, are here, and we all know this, I mean, you take care of our own, and I think that that's really, really cool. And we'll make sure we have a story together. I'm going to get the news team on that one. That's a two-sided story. One to hopefully help maybe get some more donations in that GoFundMe, but also one that just showcases the greatness that is the Riverbend region. I mean, just such a fantastic one, and we'll try to link that, like I said, in just about an hour or so. Let's see if we can get something on that, because that's just truly a remarkable story on both sides of the coin. 1022, Sydney's going to join us for Blog Talk, and we're going to get it going, because I am going to be out of town Thursday and Friday. Again, pre-planned, I told you that last week, so we're going to get Blog Talk going today, and we'll keep this Monday morning going, but just a great story out of Edwardsville. I'm glad I got to share it with you.
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Like a fish in the sea, I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm not worried about the ring you wear, 'cause as long as no one knows, then nobody can care.
Welcome back. 10:25.
We're here.
Sorry, we were just chatting it up before we came back on the air. Sydney, your blog is out.
It's out.
Wow.
It is out this morning. So
you are my hero.
Thank you.
We had a little bit of a guest kerfluffle, and, well, we're here now.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Well,
I'm honored to be here.
And then it's like the weird part of the season where I got to get on the phone here and find 15 people because it's weird. Like right now it'll die down until the last week of October.
Really?
Oh, my God. Every year. And then by November, I am full for the entire month the moment it starts.
A lot of like holiday things coming up,
Yeah.
I imagine, which is wild to think about that we're already at this point of the holidays or whatever, but that's wild.
So I'm getting ready for it. So I'm taping Thursday, Friday. So I got to, get that done. And man, I'm like, oh, it's dead week too. It's dead weekend.
There's nothing going on. It's kind of wild.
What are we gonna do?
That's exciting. You're out Thursday and Friday. We'll miss you. Have fun.
Pre-planned. I was camping. I'm gonna have some fun.
That'll be fun.
Well, it's like a Halloween theme thing, so it'll be it'll be cool. I'm
that
really
sounds
looking
awesome.
forward to it actually. And with that being said, you're biking.
Sort of. I started.
You're not motorcycle biking.
No, I'm not that cool. I'm bicycling, so a little less cool.
I don't know. I feel like people are still kind of. I feel like the community would say that
the community's intense. I'm gonna be not to bag on the community really quickly, but just really quickly. The community is hardcore when it comes to bicycling, so they mean business, and it's kind of awesome. Kind of intimidating, but kind of neat. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
So, how's your entry period been?
Well, here's the thing. So I started bicycling a couple weeks ago. If you remember, we talked about it. It was a fun time, and I was going. And then I pretty much I didn't do any like maintenance or checks before. I just hopped on the bike and took off. So
and we've discovered it's not a mongoose.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not
not
going
one of those
too
cool
well.
ones.
No,
that
it's
I had
not
when I
that
was
cool
7.
one.
No, it's a good one. It's not like the. Remember, I thought it was like one of those mongooses that I had when I was like 7 years old, and like that was the cool bike of the neighborhood.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I love that for you.
But you don't need. But you can't use that if you're biking.
No, I just got a basic bike.
But you need that though.
Yeah.
You don't want a heavy one. I guess.
No, because I'm carrying it up and down stairs, so I gotta
This wouldn't be functional. I'm glad that we talked it through. I thought you would be you'd be good on a mongoose, but
well, unfortunately,
talk to the apartments. But
no, this is a Walmart bike, so
that's still cool. Now how do you like the whole biking thing? Because I'm not gonna lie, it sounds great until I go, I gotta drive somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, technically, I don't. I mean, I could technically just bike, But like, if I wanted a scenic trail, I got to drive to the trail. Then I got to bike, and then I got to get the bike off the car. Figure out how I'm going to get the bike in the car.
That's half of the struggle to get the bike
Did you have a
transported.
rack?
No, not at all. We just gotta shove it in the trunk and hope for the best. So no,
Well, you have a pretty big trunk back there.
Yeah, so it could be worse. But no, but right away I hop on the bike and I'm like, oh, I didn't test ride this. I didn't do any maintenance. It's been in storage for a few years. I discovered right away the brakes brakes don't work.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So that's
We
kind of
talked
a
about
problem.
this.
Yeah.
So
that's
how
kind
do
of
you
a problem.
stop?
Well, at the time, what I would do is I would just kind of put my feet down and drag them on the asphalt until it stopped.
Fair.
And so that was my method. I don't recommend that. It wasn't productive.
Could lead to injury.
Yeah, it could lead to injury, and of course I wasn't wearing a helmet because of course I'm not that pulled together. So
Well,
you know,
didn't you have? I thought you told me you got one of those unicorn helmets, or like the Mohawk
I want to get a
ones.
Mohawk one.
That's what it was.
I'm working on finding one that fits my adult head. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me
Do
know.
you ride just like from your apartment, or do you go to a park?
Yeah, no, I just get on the trail and I just take off. So
From your
yeah.
apartment, or
yeah, for the most part, it's
So
a
you
little
don't
bit of
have
a
to-
trek, but it's okay.
But
It's
you
not
don't
too
have to
bad.
like transport said bike.
For the most part, no. So that's
Good.
nice.
Wow.
But I haven't been riding for the last week or so, or a couple of weeks, if we're being really honest, because the brakes weren't working and it was causing problems.
So you were. I would have been a little nervous. Too.
Yeah, it was causing an issue. So I decided I was going to fix them. I decided, there are mechanics that you can take bikes to, but I was like, no. This is my chance. I have
YouTube's
something
got
to prove.
this.
Yeah, pretty much. I
YouTube's
was like
got this.
Googling YouTube. I have everything. The Hainer Library databases. There's
That's-
so many examples.
look at
you. So many
Thank
examples
you.
of ways to like get help and do it yourself. So I was like, I can do it. I can manage this. So I was armed with a screwdriver and a wrench, which are the only tools I own. And I was like, okay, let's just try.
You
our
don't have a
best.
hammer?
No.
You aren't trusted with one of those yet?
Probably not a good idea. Probably for the best
So
that I don't.
wrench, screwdriver.
And my own ingenuity. And I was like, let's go. Let's
Did you
try
have the
to fix
tools
it.
needed for this?
Well, it turns out I had a screwdriver, and screwdrivers can go a long way, it seems.
Did you?
And
Wow.
So what happened was I realized right away what the problem was. Basically,
Okay.
the brake pad was not on the wheel anymore, so it was like it just
hanging
would
out.
spin. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't doing anything. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can fix that.
That's
So,
easy. Yeah.
Easy. So I get in there, I unscrew it, I put it on, and I put it on the wheel and fix it, and then I repeat the process because I put it on upside down. So I try again and get that going, and then right away I'm like, this is great. I fixed the problem. Look at me go.
Yeah.
Here's the hint, CJ. Never congratulate yourself too early.
You can't do it. No,
No.
it's just like building furniture. No matter if you get it from IKEA or Amazon, the moment you think that you're about finished,
Yes.
it's just getting started.
You realize you've missed like a million parts. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
So what happened after that? Did,
So-
did you realize that your bike was no longer functional?
So basically, I pick up the wheel and I'm like, all right, let's see if these brakes work now that I got the brake pad going. And I spin the wheel and it doesn't spin. It just is
It'll
stuck
happen.
there,
Yeah.
And now, so the brake pad's too tight. Okay. I can handle that, right?
Yeah, loosen her up.
You're right. I can do that. So
Loosen
no
her up.
problem. I can handle that. So I start doing more Googling and YouTubing and et cetera, and I just couldn't figure it out. I tried so hard. I loosened all the nuts and bolts and the tension in the brakes.
Where
and
are you doing this at? Where are you performing?
Also, I'm doing this on the little patio outside of my apartment on
Wow.
the deck. So at the same time, I have boards that are like any second now a screw or a nut or bolt could fall through the
Okay,
boards.
that's right. So it's not a concrete patio.
No, it's like it's definitely like I'm risking, losing some things.
And then your
they're
neighbors
just
below,
gone.
and they're getting screws
They're
rained
getting rained on
Yeah,
them, yeah,
wow.
and they're just gone. Because at this point too, if I miss something and it falls through the cracks, that's just like gone. Like I'm not gonna find that. So I'm like, all right. So basically, I tried my best, and I regretted. I am really not a hands-on visual person. Like I want to be, but I'm just not that kind of person. So I'm staring at this mechanism and I'm trying to make sense of it, and it just isn't working for me.
So like that's where I'm trying to get at, because I mean, like I can tell you for a fact, like I have fixed many a bike in the neighborhood.
Really?
Well, we all have, because we all used to have bike. Like there's a ton of kids in my neighborhood.
True.
So like there was times where like the bike would, and we'd have to fix it ourselves, because you don't want to tell your parents.
Yeah,
hey,
you gotta fix it. You gotta prove something.
Gotta get
Yeah.
a new bike here. They aren't
Yeah.
gonna get you just a new bike.
Literally.
That's like a car as a kid.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And
No,
so
I'm
I
with
thought
you.
like easily, I knew exactly what you were talking about. I'm like, this should be a pretty,
An easy fix, right?
just not what, just.
I don't know what I did wrong.
Okay,
I'm
so
just not sure.
Did you have to call in some cavalry?
Yeah, so I called in the big guns. I was trying so hard to prove my own self-sufficiency. I was doing my very best, and I admitted defeat. I called
You
my
have
father.
to. Now,
Yeah.
did he show up, or did you have to bring it?
No, he showed up, which was
Wow,
very, very nice.
that's awesome.
Home service, so that was
Wow.
very nice. So he came and he looked at it, and basically,
That's great.
long story short, we have it working now. now, so that's good.
So, really?
Yeah.
So
we
what did
got
you
it
learn
going.
through this process?
I learned nothing. I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know what the problem was. I don't really understand it. I just was like, oh, now it works. That's great. So I learned that I can make problems worse, and that's exciting for me. And I learned that my own self-sufficiency was not proven, but I did create a problem. So that's kind of interesting, but it's not quite what I wanted.
So how long did it take your dad?
Yeah, it took him a second.
Did
like,
it? So
did take him a second.
did, like, was it one of those things where you felt at least kind of
I
somewhat...
did feel like a little bit vindicated because I was like, okay, like it wasn't as easy as like a simple fix, you know? Like YouTube let me down and it wasn't just me. So that was nice.
You know, that's the other thing. I wish that there was a way, you know, that we could really meet these people that are putting these tutorials out there.
Literally.
Because, I mean, like, I was seeing something. If you have a hole in your vehicle, okay, like a gouge out of your, like, trim.
Okay, that would suck.
Don't put ramen noodles and toothpaste on it and paint it. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what genius is like, you know what? I'm going to get 1 million views. Give me that ramen and toothpaste. I'm going to show you what to do here.
I'm intrigued by those people.
But why can't we? I feel like they should be subject to public ridicule.
Well, and aren't the comments that? Or the comments not that?
But no, because they can't really feel the anger.
That's true. They should be able to be yelled at. We should bring back yelling, I think.
Public shaming. You walk them around town and you go, shame. Shame. You make them feel it.
Make them regret it. Absolutely. You have a good point. But I don't want that when it comes to my bike.
No, not her bike.
I was trying my best.
We don't want you to get. Yeah, we're glad you're biking. We're glad you're biking.
Thank you.
Now, you were. I was telling everybody about this GoFundMe that I stumbled upon. You actually already have a story out on this.
Yeah, Dan Brandon does actually. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a great story that people are coming together and working hard and doing something to support the community. And that's, I mean, not to like get all mushy about it, but literally that is like the Riverbend community that I've noticed over the past few years that I've worked here. It's just like people come together, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, for sure. And it's honestly, I'm just glad that you guys. I knew you guys would get it out. I just great minds think alike.
Yeah, right. Go team.
Really good. Why don't we do this? 10:35. We'll come back chat with Sydney for a few more on Monday. It just doesn't feel like my allergies are so bad. I'm just like I didn't sleep at all last night. Sucks. I don't know. I kind of was complaining to the guests earlier.
Yeah, that's fair. You had something to say.
Yeah, not on the air. I was just like, we were talking because we're all friends now. You know, friends of the show. OSF.
Yeah, they're a good time.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and yammer it up with Sydney a little bit longer after this on Roku TV and RiverBender.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight, or it's bound to take your life.
I'll show you. It's a good one. Welcome back. That was about all the energy I had.
Yeah.
Like, that was seriously it. And like, we're going to see be at OSF next week for their 100-year open house.
That's awesome.
And such an exciting, 100 years is a big deal.
That is exciting.
You know, and so I'm like, man, I feel so, because I'm telling you what, I feel like Mike Tyson just beat the hell out of me today.
What happened to you?
What? Let me tell years ago. How much time do we have left? No, but it's this allergy. So, and the problem is, it hasn't rained. Okay.
Yeah, that's been rough.
It hasn't rained. The air quality sucks. The pollen's terrible. And then you got the farmers, and they're, chopping up the stuff, and it's getting in the air. And
did you know it was National Farmers Day yesterday? Fun fact.
Was it really?
It was.
We need to do more about those days.
A story is out, actually. So, yeah.
I need to do more to pay attention to our own website. Well, another big holiday is coming up on October 31st.
I've heard that.
Riverbender's 20th birthday.
That too, yeah. It'll be good.
That too. That too.
No, that'll be pretty cool.
That too, John. You heard that right here.
That's exciting. I'm curious about how we chose, Halloween as the opening day of Riverbender. I don't know the story.
John. That's just what it says on the CRM.
No, that's a big deal. It's exciting times.
So
Made
there
it for
you
20
go.
years.
We are 20 years old.
That's exciting.
In 7 days.
A minute.
17 days.
I don't know.
17 days.
Simple math isn't
God,
my strong
this
suit.
month is a weird one, though. You always think you're like halfway through it, and then you realize you're just getting started.
Yeah,
it's kind of a long one.
It's kind of a long month, and there's a lot going on, which is cool. There's a lot of exciting things, but yeah, it's definitely a wild one. It's a wild month.
Did you have any cool stories this week?
This week, to be determined. We'll see what comes up.
You had a good one with the Calvary Christian School.
I thought that was
was
pretty
fun.
cool. Yeah, Calvary
Did
Christian
you get to see
School.
them making everything?
I got to see it in action. Yeah, all the kids had donned their hairnets, and they were loading up rice and lentils and a couple other things, and getting these bags ready to send back to Bangladesh and locally at the Community Hope Center, distributed throughout the area. So
That's
it's
so
pretty cool. Yeah,
I mean, that really is cool.
It's an awesome story.
Yeah. Now, we should send you with a vlog. We need to figure out how to vlog.
I think vlogging would be so fun.
We can send you out to one of these and just have you film it in action.
That would be awesome. We could do that.
Then we would win the awards.
So you spoke to the City Museum the other day?
Yes.
I was, and article's forthcoming now. And anyway, I was at the City Museum a couple of weeks ago, and I saw their Halloween decorations and that kind of thing.
Was
and
it good?
It was really cool. But I was like, we need to vlog this. We could vlog the vibes.
Or the Illusion Museum.
Yeah.
Like, that is
that's
such
really
a
cool.
great place, too. We have a lot of ideas that we could vlog.
We should get vlogging.
We could vlog talk.
Vlog talk would be so fun. We should go out and explore the community.
There you go. Well, it really wouldn't be a bad idea.
We should see what happens.
One story that I believe you wrote last week, is about the East Alton First United Methodist Church. They did the trunk or treat.
Yeah.
They had a huge turnout because they changed we were talking on the show.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 8 billion trunk or treats.
There's so many trunk or treats
like where
in the
you
area.
go, who is not trunk or treating?
Literally.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. What actually happened is, what happened at Walmart? They had to arrest a couple of kids. They thought because people had their trunks open, they were putting groceries away. They just stole all the stuff.
That's
That didn't
wild.
happen.
That's a
That
pretty
didn't
good story.
happen.
But yeah,
That didn't happen.
that's pretty good.
I was
but
trying my first stand-up routine. But anyway, this year, 431 people.
that's pretty incredible.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a big trunk or treat. They were kind of wondering if they opened it up early, if it would help them. And it did.
That's
It's
really
great.
neat. And they had the
Congratulations.
haunted house too, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
and
they?
Angela came on the show and filled
I
us in.
remember.
She was really happy with it. It's
Yeah.
great.
That's awesome. No, we love seeing things just work out in the community, and there's so many interesting things going on. And I wrote about your conversation with the East End Improvement Association.
Oh, yeah, 108th.
108th Parade, which is pretty cool. So I look forward to seeing that this year. And yeah, a story about the behind the scenes of that, which is exciting. There's a lot that goes into making the parade happen. So pretty cool.
Now, this is where I mean, we're beat by Hiawatha.
Okay.
Hiawatha.
What is
Sounds not very good. Kansas. 1914 is when they claim that they started theirs. Ours was 1916.
I don't know if I trust Kansas.
See, I'm just saying. I mean, I think that we're pretty darn close. I think we're at least top 3 for sure.
I'm just going to say Kansas untrustworthy. I don't know if we believe them.
Yeah, and see, now they're saying like the first citywide celebration was in Minnesota in 1920. How can you have a citywide celebration but you don't count a parade?
Yeah, tell me more.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like we aren't doing enough to capitalize on this.
That's fair. We should really expand Halloween.
I was telling them that in the show. I thought we really I think we are top.
What could we do in Alton to like capitalize on Halloween? Because I say the spooky and the creepy, like there's already a lot going on.
We do. We have a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
That's like we have like the haunted Alton tours.
Yeah,
we have
pretty
all
cool.
these things. And yeah, I mean, we just don't have like the darkness, but we have all the other like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like the creepy world stuff in Six Flags.
We could get
but
some
we
creepy
kind of
stuff.
do because like you have all the other
ghosts.
cool attractions around.
Mhm.
Like in Pink Elephant, they have some cool stuff
Yeah,
there.
that's cool too.
Yeah.
We could get some ghost vibes going out here. We have some creepiness, but we could really capitalize on that.
You also did a great job of giving the ultimate parade guide away.
Thank you. Me and Kayla Howland worked on that.
New addition to
Shout out to
RiverBender.
Kayla. Yeah, we worked together and came up with a couple of parades. And as as we keep going, we'll add more as
couple.
more show up.
One, two. Oh, the Alton Halloween Parade. You gotta, I don't know, like a little writing on this. It should say CJ Nacello hosts one of the longest running. Okay, no, that's okay. You got Alton on here, Bethalto, Carlinville, East Alton, Edwardsville, Granite, Hartford, Jerseyville, Litchfield, Marine, O'Fallon, South Roxana, and Wood River. That is a good list.
Yeah, look online. You can see where all the parades are coming. But yeah,
It's like you're in court. Look
online. Look. But
There you
yeah,
go.
no, I will continue to add to that as we discover more parades pop up on our radar. Or if you know of a parade or a celebration that we don't have in our event listing or on our parade guide, then send an email. We'd love to
Nice email.
riverbender.com.
A very nice politely worded email.
Polite word email,
Man,
please.
sometimes they get a little mean.
People are wild.
Did you ever
sometimes.
send me? We got to add it to the hate doc.
Yeah, I got a mean email.
Whenever we get bad, I just add it to a Google Doc. It's one of those for instead of motivation, it kind of makes me
It's
chuckle.
like spite too.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna write hardcore anyway. So,
you know
yeah.
what? And I'm like, I'm gonna save this because you took the time to think about this.
Yeah, you kind of gotta admire the people that take the time. You know, you gotta be like, wow, you
gotta
really
respect their time.
You respect their time. You respect the fact that they took the time to find your email address and write an email calling you out. And you're like, okay, well, thanks so much.
Bottom line, are you gonna fix a bike anytime soon?
In the end of the story, the bike is fixed and I can write it
That's
again.
not my question. If it breaks, are you gonna go hands on?
I don't know because I tried so hard.
Wait a minute.
What?
Didn't you take it to a place to get fixed?
Stop
Hold
calling
on
it
here.
out.
Hold on here. Now I'm remembering lunch too good now.
We ultimately
Is this in the story?
Is it the story?
okay.
Calling me out. Ultimately, yes, we did end up taking it to a mechanic to get like a tune-up, quote unquote tune-up.
So
I don't know what that entails, but
The brakes were fixed though because of your father.
yeah. So shout out to my
So we
father.
did
But then it
fix
was
them.
like, okay, now it's time to like just check this.
He was
if we're
probably
gonna be
working on that
serious.
and going, "This thing is a death trap. We need to get this
I
thing.
think a little bit.
Yeah.
He was like, we'll just give this a little tune-up and check this out. And so we did that.
Didn't mean to call you out like that. I'm just like, I was like going crazy this entire conversation. I'm like, I know that she took it somewhere. The cyclery.
The cyclery, yeah. Shout out to the cyclery. So
That's exactly. I remember we were all sitting at lunch and
we
you
were
said
talking.
that's what
I was
going
complaining
on.
about my bike not working, and it works now. So that's very
Okay,
exciting.
it works now.
It works now.
Have
so.
you been biking lately?
No, I have not. So, but here's the thing: the weather is changing, and that's beautiful. I'm really excited for the change in the weather. So I think you can catch me on the trails. And for anyone out there who has I've just been trailing the couple of trails, but like I don't know. That's the lore, the lingo. But yeah, if anyone out there has any recommendations about where to bike or like what parks are around here or that kind of thing, help a girl out. I'm curious. I want to see some new things. And the real question is, should I get a bike rack? Like, should I commit that hard? I don't know.
Can it fit in the trunk?
It fits in the trunk.
What else do you need on your bike journey that wouldn't fit in the back seat?
Well, like, what if I want to bike with someone else? Like, we gotta like...
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, like, it's a social activity.
Are you going to carpool, though? And like,
well, likely, just to save on the emissions, etc. So,
well, I was thinking that way you can kind of have a drink ski poo before you hop
that
on the bike.
Too. That would be
have a little glass
interesting.
of wine on a Sunday and go take a stroll.
I've never considered that before.
No, that probably isn't smart to do. Someone's probably going to do that now and sue me because I said that on the show.
So it was nice knowing you.
This guy's a genius, and he told me I could do. And no, McGillicuddy's is not mouthwash. You can't do that. But so, are you going to plan to ride the bike this week?
I am planning to ride the bike. I'm speaking into existence right now
This
that I'm
week.
going to ride the bike this week. And it's going to be fun.
Well,
and I'm going to enjoy myself.
The good thing is for you, because we have Monday is full, Tuesday's full, Wednesday. So by next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, I'll be asking you about how the biking went.
Oh, sweet.
Regardless of what the blog is.
Yeah, either way, I have to ride the bike, so I have something to talk about
We
with
will
you,
figure it out. I mean, I'm going to make sure I'm not holding you accountable.
You are kind of, and I respect that. I need accountability. So you know what? Call me out. That's fine. The RiverBender listeners will get on me. I appreciate that. So.
They'll email you.
Yeah, please do. Polite emails.
You better be riding that bike.
Be nice to me.
With that being said, are any fun plans this weekend? I know it's Monday.
Yeah, who knows? Who's to say? I'm actually, I'm getting a tattoo touched up, so I'm excited about that. And then this is also exciting. I have a Halloween party to go to, so I will be dressed up.
The season.
Yeah.
Or is it 'twas because 'twas the nightmare before Christmas?
To be determined. To be the
What's
season.
more spookier? What's more scarier?
I don't know.
Tis?
'Twas is kind of spooky, but that's past tense.
It is, but
you know?
tis is kind of like... You know,
that's a little too.
That's a little Christmassy.
It is a little too.
You ain't
Christmassy,
gonna get scared.
Yeah,
tizzing around.
Married is scary. Yeah, or scary to marry, whichever. Yeah,
I don't know. Dollar General had a Dolly Parton's Christmas.
I heard you say that. That's wild. Did I can't believe that is time for that, and I'm not prepared for that. I was on a store yesterday. I was in Walmart, and there was Thanksgiving stuff up, and I was like, okay, that's fair, but that's wild.
Well, I mean, I guess at Home Depot, some of those Christmas stuff are like $400 a
no,
pop.
Literally.
I'm like, who the hell is buying the? Like, it's one thing, I guess, if you know they're gonna laugh. But I don't know. Like, they had this Mickey Mouse. It looked like a bunch of like plastic from like a sand bucket that you would just kind of glue on.
Yeah.
And these like kind of bobbing around.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's $400. That's $499.
You know what I really want is I want one of those huge skeletons that you can get. Do you remember when we were younger? This was really popular when we were kids. Those geese that people would put on their front step, like a plastic or porcelain goose. And they dress them in different clothes.
Okay. Yeah.
I want that, but for my skeleton. I want like a huge skeleton to put in my front yard.
Elm Street?
Yeah, basically. I want that. I want a big skeleton in my front yard that I put in different outfits throughout the year.
So like Christmas time, it would be in like a Santa garb.
Exactly. You know, summertime, I'd have a little bikini on, like whatever. It'd be fun. That's my goal one of these days.
That's good. I'm glad.
Thank you.
You gotta have those.
I gotta have something to look forward to, CJ. That's it. That's what I got. I'm hanging on to right now.
There we go. Sydney, thank you as always for stopping by.
Very fun.
We'll take a quick break. 10:53, a little bit of change. We'll wrap up the Monday. That was this Columbus Day show continues right after this on Riverbend. Before I go, there was no traffic today. Nobody is.
Light.
Everyone is home.
Everyone's home except for us.
I was on 255. You could have done anything you wanted on that road today. I mean, you could have. No one.
There's nobody out. No, shout out. I mean, if you're off, take it easy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Couldn't
be me.
Back in a bit.
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
.1056, welcome back. It is a Monday, and that means it's time for your Play It Again Sports Roundup. Colin Feeney has this one for you. Week 7, October 10th, Play It Again Sports Football Roundup is as follows. Calhoun beat Carrollton 41-0. Jake Brandon and Easton Wallendorf both scored twice. Earl Elmore ran for 1 touchdown and threw for 2 as Calhoun took a big win at home over rival Carrollton. Wallendorf caught a 23-yard pass from Elmore and ran it from 10 yards out, while Brandon had touchdown runs of 6 and 2 yards. Elmore ran in from 1 yard away for the Warriors' scores. Calhoun is now 7-0 on the year, while the Hawks go to 4-3. Carlinville beat Piesaw Southwestern 43-10. The Cavaliers are now 6-1 on the year. Southwestern goes to 1-6. Marion beat Collinsville 48-35. Quarterback Jace Wilkinson, ran for 2 touchdowns from 1 and 9 yards out, and also threw for 80 yards to Loyal Patterson for another touchdown. Damon Dyer ran in from 4 yards out, and Lazarian Stewart went in from 3 yards away in Collinsville's shootout loss at Marion. The Wildcats now 4-3, and the K-Hawks are now 3-4. Cahokia beat Centralia 40-8. The Cahokia's win brings them to 5-1, and the Orphans go to 5-2 on the year on that one. And Waterloo beat Highland 43-14. Waterloo now 5-2 on the year. Highland drops to 4-3. Belleville Altoff beat Breeze Mater Dei Catholic 58-35. The Crusaders now 4-3 on the year, while the Knights go to 2-5 on the season. East St. Louis beat Belleville East 55-7. Both the Flyers and Lancers are now 5-2 on the season, and Greenfield Northwestern beat Winchester West Central 38-6. Also, in other games on Friday night, Triad won over Jersey 31-14. Columbia got past Salem 7-6. Edwardsville stopped O'Fallon 35-3. Belleville West won over Alton 57-13. Trenton Westland won at Redbud 34-22. Mount Vernon won over visiting Granite 62-6. Sparta defeated Carlisle 41-8. Freeburg won at East Alton Woods River 63-0. Chester held off Dupo's comeback bid, winning 39-38, I believe. Muscuda won at CM 24-7. And we'll have an update on that Chester Dupo game. And in this week's 8-man game, Metro East Lutheran won over Martinsville 70-40. And I believe we also have one more story for you when it comes to sports. And that's for Marquette Catholic as well. Dan Brannon has that feature. It came out on the 11th. Marquette Catholic did secure that decisive 49-13 victory over host Madison on Friday night, October the 10th, and that win that made the Explorers playoff eligible. The triumph marked Marquette's 5th win of the season. Jordan Croft led the offensive charge with 3 rushing touchdowns, while Noah Mankey added 2 receiving touchdowns. Jack Rhea contributed a rushing touchdown, and Dante Longstreet had a receiving touchdown. On the passing side, Toby Eberlin threw for 2 touchdowns, and Joe Steffen threw for 1, and successfully kicked 7 PATs. Marquette established control early and held a 28-7 lead at halftime, and momentum that was maintained throughout the second half to secure the victory. Coach Dickerson described the 5th win as huge and emphasized the team's focus moving forward. We are a playoff eligible team, but we will look for our 6th win next week. I'm really proud of the team and the seniors. It was just good to see a lot of smiles on their faces after the win and to see what they have done since they were freshmen. Marquette will travel to face Haiti, which holds a 2-5 overall record at 2 p.m. Saturday, October the 15th. The Explorers will conclude their regular season with a home game against Roxana at 7 p.m. on October the 24th. And that is your sports roundup, and that is our Monday. Congratulations to the Marquette Catholic Explorers. We're out of time today. I'll see you for a busy Tuesday. Until then, well, just enjoy your day, and most importantly, try your best to stay out of jail.